Quite recently, actually, I paddleboarded with a few of my friends, and it's not really something that I've ever actually tried to do before. Sure, I may have done it in the past on holidays with family and stuff like that, but realistically, I had no clue how to do it, and I wasn't exceptionally talented at it, and henceforth, I was bad. And when it was time for me, to have my go on the paddleboard on my own, like when I was racing in a time trial or something against my friends, I was inevitably quite bad at it. I fell off multiple times and I was very slow and unbalanced. However, by the end of it, by the time I'd gone to the place that we were going to go and then come back in a certain amount of time, I'd got the hang of it. I was rowing the paddleboard actually quite well. I was balanced, I was confident, and sure, I may have only done the whole thing in 3 minutes compared to some of my friends who had paddleboarded before, had maybe done it in like 30 to 40 seconds. I now knew kind of the basics of paddleboarding, and now I can paddleboard, like standing up, being well balanced and stuff like that, with a level of confidence. And you can use the analogy of the fact that I learnt something new and I failed and therefore failed, learn and got better at it for anything in life. If you did the same thing every day and stuck to your routines, depending on whether it's your school routine, you get up early in the morning and walk to school, and then you come back home and do homework and play video games and stuff like that. If maybe you do a 9 to 5, you leave in the morning and then you come back home, you cook for your kids or whatever and stuff like that. This kind of routine, and even if you're on self improvement and you have like a really strict, stringent morning routine, evening routine, deep work routine, and stuff like that, if you did the same thing every day without exiting your comfort zone, continuing to exit your comfort zone when you have done in the past, you're gonna stay in the same place. Because even if you have made a new self-improvement routine, you're doing deep work, you're doing meditation, you're doing journaling, and getting onto self-improvement is the kind of discomfort that you need to grow. Eventually the discomfort of your new routine when you first start your meditation, your journaling is going to become more difficult. You're going to need to focus more. Eventually that's going to become easy, that's going to become basic habitual things to you, and you're going to need to introduce more discomfort into your daily routine. You're going to need to try some new and different activities in order to grow. Because sure, when you're getting onto self-improvement, meditation is actually probably one of the most difficult things that people oversimplify quite a lot. Focusing on your breathing is a very difficult thing, and trying to regulate the thoughts that come in and out of your brain for maybe 10 to 15 minutes is an incredibly tiring and difficult activity, because so many people focus or can't really focus because there's so much technological stimulation in our lives, and we have upwards of maybe 50,000 thoughts a day and an average attention span of only 8 to 5 seconds and stuff like that. And when you practice and learn meditation for an extended period of time and you introduce it to your routine, you progressively overload the amount of time that you're doing it, you will grow. Your mental strength, your ability to regulate your thoughts and focus more will become better. And you can use this in a literal and biological sense with working out and going to the gym. When you do your bench presses, when you do your squats, when you do your deadlifts, guess what? Your muscles will rip. Your muscle cells will I don't know the biological processes, but the muscle cells will start to they'll rip apart, and then they'll end up using proteins in your diet and stuff like that to kind of reform bigger and stronger and better. And it's the whole thing, the whole process is biological, almost proof of the fact that discomfort is necessary for growth. If you had never ripped that singular or group of muscle cells or whatever when you were doing your bench press or your deadlifts, the singular group of muscle cells wouldn't have been able to repair themselves to grow bigger and better and make your muscles bigger and better and make you more aesthetic and stronger or whatever. And that's such a wonderful kind of example of a few processes that prove to you the fact that you need to try new things in order to grow as a person, just as I did with the paddleboarding activity, and just as you may need to do with things like meditation and journaling and going to the gym and stuff. Or if that's something that is a basic habitual thing for you, and you do have a set self-improvement routine, then maybe it's time for you to try do new and different activities into your daily life, so that you can experience more discomfort and grow and learn more things. Maybe you're on self-improvement but you can't really play an instrument, then maybe that's something that you should look into. Learning how to play an instrument effectively, learning how to learn a new language, which will also like help your brain be able to process things more efficiently. And it is a way of helping you grow because your neurons and stuff become more efficient. And it really does prove to you that discomfort and experience in the kind of harsh activities that you will fail at initially are necessary for you to grow. The amount of PRs that you and I have probably failed, but that we've hit like maybe 2 weeks later and stuff like that, shows that you have to experience the failure, experience the discomfort to then move yourself forward, both through the emotional kind of want and the goals to hit that PR, but also the fact that the failure of the PR has probably still built some of that muscle as well. It may have ripped the muscle cells as you're kind of like laying there with it on your chest. And I really hope that you kind of understand that staying in your comfort zone isn't going to help you in any way, shape, or form to grow as a person at all. And the thing is, society in modern times finds it much harder for you to do the kind of quote unquote dangerous activities. For instance, you might like climbing mountains and cliffs and stuff like that, but you have to get loads of regulations and permits and health and safety laws and health and safety checks for you to do those kind of activities which are discomforting. And it makes it a lot harder to do potentially discomforting activities because you may be told that it's too dangerous. You may have been socially conditioned to not want to experience discomfort because you can end up getting hurt and stuff like that. But the fact that it's harder to grow and it's harder to experience discomfort, as I say with anything like bad genetics, could technically be a good thing for you and stuff like that. It means you'll put in more work to find discomfort and experience discomfort, and therefore you'll come out better and stronger on the other side. So I hope you found value out this video, and I recommend subscribing because I like this community of young tribal people who are willing to improve themselves so much more than they already have. So good luck.